Come on, you can't believe everything you do. This is your year. You think I chose that with delicious nickname just to sell people 6 piece boneless wings? I look at the Buffalo Wild Wings from New Breeds. At BetMGM, everyone gets a welcome offer. So be a course out trying to hit the over. I'm here trying to hit the under. Hit that man with the OPM defense. All the way uphill for the same game. BetMGM's got you back. Get your welcome offer and play the Sportsbook Water Vegas. Only seats. Ready? Get up to $1,500 new customer offer and bonus bets when you sign up now. BetMGM. Download it bet today. The NFL on CBS.
All right, Ford. Major respect to anyone at this game today. Could not get myself to go in that weather. The rain is a no for me, even more than snow. Rain, can't do it. All right, let me get these links posted out for people to come join. All right, Akins. It's a weird feeling of like cheering because it's the Browns and like I'm always going to root for them, but I don't want them to win this game. Don't want them to win. But I can't not, a good play happens. I still get excited. It's just how it goes. If anyone watched the Cavs stream I did the other day, I had my nicer camera, but it's creating the lag with the audio and the video, so I was not able to figure that out today. So we're going with the good old blurry webcam, which is fine. Oh, comment, how sad is it that this might be Miles' last home game? Don't say that. That's not happening. I'm not acknowledging that could be a world we live in. I hope to God that they figure out how to make him comfortable enough to want to continue to play here. Obviously, he still has more of his contract left, so unless they trade him, he's going to be here, but hopefully he doesn't get to the position where he's demanding a trade. That would be heartbreaking. Be hard to blame him, though. That running back group is one that I just don't know what they're going to do this offseason, but it obviously needs to be corrected. I think enhancing the offensive line and getting that better will just help the run game naturally, but gosh, we just don't have anyone. Ooh, DTR. Almost threw an interception. I was talking about this the other day. Love DTR seems like a really great kid. I just, even as a backup, like I don't know if that should be the route going forward. Maybe like third string camp arm, but we just got to get some new guys in this locker room, shake it up. Can't keep going back to the same things. Okay, Ford. Ford is still I think he could still be a part of this running back group. He's had some explosive runs throughout the season. He has that in him. Just he's not that like consistent, reliable back that the Browns really need. There's actually more fans at this game than I thought there would be, like looking at the stands. I'm like, okay, respect. Yeah, third down's been a problem. That's an understatement. DTR, nope. Oh, did he get that? Nah, probably short. I think he was short. Good effort. Yeah, I say go for it. I don't think you rely on the kicker. Oh, okay. We'll take that. Really good awareness there for DTR to reach across. Yeah, I guess. I guess that is fair. Love it. Ooh. Hit his hands. Probably a little slippery for them today with the rain in Cleveland. Wasn't a terrible throw. Let's see. Yeah, a little out of reach, but maybe in better conditions he could have maybe grabbed onto that. Okay. Okay. Nice. All reliable, Jerry Jeudy. If there's one thing you could pick from this season that makes it not the worst season of all time, it's that like the bet on Jerry Jeudy was the right bet, and it feels good to have someone like him. Really does. Oh, Ford. Okay, Ford. There's one of those breakaway runs. Love that. I could see them using like a third rounder this year to take a running back, like high, but not too high. Because taking a running back too high makes little to no sense in terms of draft capital. Maybe third, fourth rounder. I think they're going to use something decent. Because all we can think about now is the draft. We have nothing else going for us. Just like the old days. I wouldn't say the only fan base that could be more sad than us, because I think we might be in the position right now to be the saddest fan base. But man, the Jets are so bad, and they're in such a weird situation with the Aaron Rodgers stuff. It's like, feel bad for Garrett Wilson. I don't know if there's a worse place to be right now other than here, Cleveland, and that's pretty rough at the moment. I saw an article today about like, oh, the Browns should be considering Rodgers and Cousins. And I'm like, I prefer Kirk over Aaron. I can't do Aaron Rodgers season. That's a no for me. That's a no for me. Although I don't think either makes sense. Like we don't need these older quarterbacks who are coming back from these major Achilles injuries. Like it's going to be a no. I think guys like Tom Brady and LeBron within their own sports have given people the wrong idea of how long they can do what they can do, because those are enigmas in a way, not to use the word enigma, Aaron Rodgers' Netflix show, but yeah, that's like a once in a lifetime player. And so I think we convince ourselves sometimes that these other guys, oh, they still got it. Like they can still bring it. No, they can't. And that's okay. It ends for everyone at some point, their professional careers. Browns will win the last two. I hope not. I don't think we'll beat the Ravens, even if the Ravens aren't playing all their guys, which I don't really know actually what position the Ravens are going to be in for their final week, if they need to get a better seeding or whatever. But yeah, I feel like we'll lose to their scrubs even. Just feels like that will be the way. All right, let's just get in the end zone for fun. Is David out there? No. Who do we got out there right now? It's a big boy tackle right there. Oh, that was so close to being intercepted. couple bounces to a few different hands there. Oh, against the Browns. Illegal formation. Stupid penalty. Yeah, that's got to be one of the worst parts of the season. The penalties week in, week out. Just procedural stuff that they should not be getting wrong, but no, nothing. When it comes to those procedural penalties too, I've talked to a lot of people to get some different perspectives on like who is at fault for those types of penalties. And, I feel like it's easy to just be like, oh, it's the coach's fault for not having them prepared, which is like the phrase that everyone gives all the time. But when you talk to like guys who, played the game, they're like, it is your responsibility at the end of the day. People can tell you so much of what you should be doing. And, at the end of the day, you have to get it done. It's your job to get it done. So a lot more of that, I think, falls on the players than people want to admit sometimes. Was that a made kick? Wow. Are my eyes seeing that correctly? That went through the goalpost? That's crazy. 3-3. What a nail biter. I know a lot of people are, I think, mad with the kicking situation this year, obviously. And I think I talked about this on my podcast, but I feel like any problem that has happened on this team feels so much bigger because of the Deshaun Watson contract and how much of a failure that has been. So that, even though that is for a kicker contract, it's a really small piece of the pie when it comes down to it. Like, they should be able to easily find another kicker next season, move on, whatever. But when the Deshaun contract is taking up so much of their money and just of our mental real estate in terms of how frustrating it is that didn't work out, I feel like it makes that kicking situation feel so much worse. Whereas if it was any other season and, pre-Deshaun era, that wouldn't have been a huge deal if they paid him and it didn't end up working out. Like, okay, it's a kicker. It's fine. You can find another one. Teams do it all the time. But it's made it significantly worse for sure. And I get that. Thank God this wasn't the night game. Could you imagine? I mean, it's still in a bit of a spotlight because there's only 2 4 p.m. games, which I feel like the whole slate today, pretty brutal. There's not a lot of good games in general, which I guess it is that time of the season where everyone's really separated themselves. There's only a few, we know for the most part who the playoff teams are going to be. So it's not that exciting. I mean, Packers Vikings is at least a good game, but yeah, today's slate is brutal. What's tonight? Falcons Commanders. That's fine. Not great. And then tomorrow, Lions Niners. Also not that great. Niners are blah this year. I like that comment about Tito loving his veterans. Yep. Yes, he does. Be interesting to see what random guys he brings in there to Cincy. That's going to be so weird seeing him as the manager of the Reds. That was nice. How old is Tyreek Hill now? Let's see. $30. For some reason, he feels older to me. I don't know why. Guess he has been in the league a long time. I don't know if anyone's seen the online stuff about Mike McDaniel just looking like he became very Miami in the last year. And it's one of my favorite things of this season is watching the Miami-ification of Mike McDaniel. It's good stuff. You do sometimes become the city that you work or live in. Look at those fans locked in. So much respect. Like I said, so much respect. Couldn't do it myself. Preferred to be on my couch. All right. You know, I have to believe with how good our defense was last season that if the offense was playing better this year, I think that would have reflected a lot more in the performance of the defense too. We still have so many of those good pieces, those foundational pieces. Um, I have to believe that they would have played a lot better if they felt like this team had any shot. But I think the writing was on the wall for everyone early on. Even when you look back to like training camp now and the energy was just off from the start. And I think the players knew that things weren't going in the right direction. Um, it might have been more shocking to us as fans when the, week 1 Cowboys game went the way it did. But I don't think the players were as surprised. I think they knew the offense was not going to cut it. Just tough. Yeah, some first downs would be nice. Keep things moving. That shot there of Jacoby with Jason McCourty. Browns quarterbacks of the past. I wonder if they're like even thinking about bringing Jacoby in as a bridge this season. Who knows? I mean, there's not a lot of options out there. I think Kevin liked him. I could see the Jacoby route being something they might do if they can't get, another guy that they would prefer. I also think like wherever this draft order ends up is going to really dictate the decisions that they're going to make about quarterback. Like if they end up with a top 1-2 pick, I think you almost have to take a quarterback because you just don't know when you're going to be in that position again. So I think that'll be very telling on what moves they end up deciding to make. Ooh. Ooh. That was a little bit of a rough hit there when he was already on the ground. Didn't love that. Can't mess with Jerry Judy like that. I don't think he ever had possession. Really? Really? That did not look like a completed pass. Okay. I was going to say, like barely touched, like, yeah, bounced right off of him. That would have been insane. Gene coming in with the rules. Doesn't matter anyways, fourth down. Just brutal. Yeah, I said the same thing about the stadium. I feel like I didn't think there would even be that many fans. Nice punt. You know what? That's another thing we still have going for us. Good punter. We'll take it. Take what we can get. I feel like in watching some of the earlier games today, I really think that this could be the time that the Bills can get to the Super Bowl. It feels more realistic now than it has any other year. I just every other year it felt like there were more issues that they had that were going to stop them. This year, I don't know. They're a real good team with fewer holes and weaknesses than ever before. But at the same time, when it comes down to it, when you think about Kansas City, I don't know. I can't bet against them. Like I think on paper, the Bills make more sense to be the team that makes it to the Super Bowl out of the AFC, but when those two teams play, something happens mentally, I feel like, to the Bills where they can't do it. I was in the stadium last year for the playoff game in Buffalo, Bills Chiefs, and you could just feel that energy the entire time that I, it felt like they knew what their fate was going to be. Um, I felt bad for them. Like they were silent leaving the stadium. I'd never heard a stadium be so quiet after a game, but they were just walking out like, I can't believe we did this again, that this happened in a close game again. And I feel for them. It's hard. And even as I'm saying that, like the Chiefs have what, a loss? Like they're still so unbeatable in so many ways. Oh, geez. All right, back on defense. Tyler Huntley. That's still hilarious that it's Tyler Huntley. Like, again, so Browns. Couldn't be more Browns for that to be the case. Hopefully, he can use all of his insider knowledge and get us a better draft pick. Yeah. Flacco was slinging it earlier. Missed that. Made me emotional because yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of the game against the Jets that clinched our playoff berth. And I was looking at all my pictures from that game, like, what a fun day that was. That was exciting. And how we have fallen since that time. But I guess it goes to show you that so much can change from season to season. Like, you can be a completely new team the next season in a positive way too. So even though this season has gone the way it has, that doesn't mean that next year can't be significantly better. Like, there's that statistic about the number of playoff teams each year that were, teams that did not make the playoffs the previous year. And every time I go into the season, I'm like, how is that possible? How is XYZ team not going to make the playoffs? And then it happens every time. Injuries happen, defenses fall off. Ball bounces a different way for a couple teams in some one-score games than it did the year before. That's how it goes. No one wants to hear positivity right now when you're a 3-win team, but that is that's my positive thought. Oof. Take 8 guys to tackle him there. Let's do a little punt return. That'd be fun. Let's get like a lengthy punt return. No. Oh, they were about to get that on the 1-yard line right after I said that. That would have been rough. Would have been eating my words. I'm not sure if the Dolphins are capable of playing like the playoffs are on the line. Even though they're 7-8, they're a weird team. Everyone's just so banged up at this point of the year too. I hope if the Dolphins make the playoffs, they have to go into like a really cold weather environment again too. That would be hilarious. Last year, like negative 30 degrees in Kansas City. Let's give them another really cold, freezing location to have to play in. Just continue the narrative that the Dolphins can't play in cold weather. Which I don't always buy that that's like as big of a factor as people make it. But when it comes to the Dolphins, it is a factor. Like, they just can't play in cold weather. Buffalo. Perfect. I hope they play Buffalo and I hope it is so snowy and cold. That's what I want. That's what I want to see.
Thank you for joining the neighborhood watch meeting.
Quick question. When will you be watching NFL playoffs on CBS?
It's not that kind of watch meeting.
And friends, are you emotionally prepared for the drama of the NFL playoffs and CBS streaming live? Playoffs, baby.
What's the final score of that Bucks game? 48-14. Okay, Baker going off. What did he have? 359 yards passing, 5 touchdowns. Jesus. I mean, I know it's the Panthers, but that's a big performance for him. Oh, Packers are up 3-0. I think I'd like to see the Vikings win. I don't really enjoy the Packers winning. It doesn't bring me any happiness. I loved in this last episode of Hard Knocks when they had Jameis and DTR kind of in the rooms where they're watching tape and they're going through the game plan for the upcoming week. And Jameis was so like kind and helpful with DTR, genuinely wanting to see him succeed. And I actually feel like that is probably hard to do when you have your own ego as a quarterback and you want to, you want to be out there, you want to be the starting quarterback. And the fact that I feel like he was really so giving and kind was cool to see. Yeah, Rodgers to the Browns. I was talking about that earlier on the stream. I don't want Rodgers on the Browns. I'm a no on that. I would prefer if it's between like him and Kirk, I'll take Kirk over Aaron Rodgers, but I don't want either of them. I don't want a 40-year-old who's had a recent Achilles injury. That's just not in my plans for me. Draft. I'm thinking in my ideal world, I don't love the quarterbacks in this draft in terms of like the first round quarterbacks. So I think you use your first rounder to take an offensive lineman. I think you probably try to take a shot at a quarterback in the second, third round and bring in a veteran type guy that can be your bridge guy. And I think over the coming years, you continue to try to build up the offensive line and some of those other areas while continuing to take shots at quarterback. I don't know if this is going to be something they solve overnight, but I don't know. I have a hard time wanting to take a quarterback in this draft class. But then again, like I said, if they have the first or second pick, how do you not take a quarterback? When are you going to be in that position again to be picking so high? I don't know. I could see, though, in the world where we know Andrew Berry loves a trade down. He loves a trade down that we're just like going to pick later in the first round now than what, our original spot would be. Yeah, I wanted Kirk when we traded for Watson too. I was in on that. Yeah, even if they can't take a tackle in the first, like I think Bitonio might be retiring. Like I think you need to be loading up across the offensive line, guard, tackle, like both I think need to be considered. The way Bitonio was talking the other day, I don't know what his plans are going to end up being. I think he wants to finish his career in Cleveland, though. Seems like that kind of guy that's like, I'm playing at the same place, and when I'm done, I'm done. Very Joe Thomas-esque. I wonder if Ford is okay there. He was going into the medical tent after he saw him limping off the field. I guess Jack Conklin landed on him. It's tough. Still hate to see like these end of the season injuries, even when, it doesn't matter for the actual games because who cares if we win. But just for like their off season, like so much of that then is spent recovering rather than building for the next year. Has to be a frustrating feeling for sure. I think we probably underestimate that as fans too, on how important that off-season time is. Gosh, I really hope Cincy doesn't make the playoffs. That's just, I don't want that to happen at all. I know they still need things to happen in order for that to be the case, but I do not want them in the playoffs. All right. That was a nice completion there. Jerry's had a couple today. Let's see. How many yards is he at? 3 receptions, 36 yards. Ugh, Torian only has 49 passing yards so far today. That's tough, man. That is tough. All right, first down. Ford going back. Poor guy. That's tough. Oh, right to an interception. Jesus. All right. All right. Yep. It's fine. Every time we do something bad, I need to reroute it in my brain and remind myself we want to lose this game. But it's not in me to cheer for bad things to happen to the Browns. But I know it, like, that's good. That's good. We don't want to win. Oh, a flag. I didn't even notice that. Probably on us. Oh, yeah. On them after the play. All right. I think it's kind of wild to celebrate against the Browns. Like, okay, congrats. We're bad. Can't be that exciting. I still will never get to. I know that Jim Schwartz and all of the guys on the defense talk about celebrating the little plays and the things that they do well, but I can't get behind, like, you're losing by a couple scores and you get like a tackle on second down. Like, why are we celebrating? I just can't get behind that mindset. I know that is a team-wide, defense-wide mindset, and that's how Jim Schwartz wants them to operate. It's just so annoying to watch when we are sucking and guys are like having the time of their life on making one play that didn't even end a drive. Like I can get celebrating if it's on like a big third down or something or a fourth down, but when it's on like first and second down and you're throwing a party for some type of like good coverage or tackle, I don't know. What are we doing? So then they usually almost always give up a big play immediately after that. Immediately after. Wow, Miami's sixth penalty of the day already. They are racking those up as well. The Browns fans they're showing in their ponchos are cracking me up. All right, Tyler Huntley. Let's see what you got. Isaiah McGuire. Good stuff. No, literally, the defense might win us this game. They're playing well. Man, Miles was moving there too. He was just about to get in there as well. Another flag. My God. Let's just not call any flags because we just want this game to move along. On Miami again. That very, very undisciplined, as they say. Third and 27. All right. Oh, these fans. Maybe a little interception here. I feel like they're going to, no, I thought he was going to maybe really go for it, but just a little dink pass. I was going to say, let's try to get a score before the end of the first half, but maybe we shouldn't. But that would be fun because I like scoring. But don't do it. Centered myself a little more in this. I'm so annoyed I can't get my camera to work with this streaming. We're going to figure it out eventually. It's just such bad quality on my computer camera, but it will do for today's purposes. And however long until I figure it out. Yeah, first time doing it for Browns game. I did a Cavs game one the other day, a couple days ago, and my audio and video were off with my nice camera. So we're working out the kinks. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of on here. No, I agree. I hate being in the negative vibes of the current season. Be nice to have things to look forward to. It's so hard though with this. I mean, not to like always have to talk about it, but the Deshaun contract and situation lingering over everyone's heads. Like we don't even know if he's going to take a snap next year. He might, and that is like a scary thought. So it's hard to even look forward to anything until that contract is off the books. Gosh, I wish we could just go back in time and undo that. Like, I know it's not possible, but what a dark time to make that choice and then be so wrong about it. I was so mad that day. Still mad. New Orleans is going to be a really cool location for the Super Bowl. I feel like the fans are going to have fun there. Everyone was talking about if it's like Bills Lions and you put those two fan bases in New Orleans, they're just going to drink that city to death, and I respect it, as they should. But I do feel like it's a fun like football location. Sometimes when it's like LA, I'm like, that's not, it's just like not football. I want them to go somewhere with, it feels like more of a football place. Yeah, the picks is annoying too. To think about all the guys they could have gotten with that trade. So annoying. All right. Nice return. Did he almost? He almost fumbled that, but we're good. I feel like the Chiefs are still going to beat the Broncos, even though the Chiefs are going to like bench all their guys. I feel like that's just going to happen. Not too bad. They're giving a lot of different guys some carries today. Foreman, Pierre Strong, Ford. I guess now that Ford is out, so that probably makes more sense. But spreading the love. All right. Nice. Foreman looks like a big dude when he's running, but he's never quite had it, I guess. Oh, yeah, about to get in field goal range just in time for missing. I still feel like all in all, the Dustin Hopkins situation, they shouldn't have paid him, but bringing him in was worth it because last year he made things great for us. He had so many clutch moments, and we probably wouldn't have been in the playoffs if we had Cade York kicking last year. So, I'll have some gratitude for that. That was fun last year. I remember last year I was going to try to go to Houston for that game, but plane tickets were like insanely expensive. Probably best I didn't go. That was a terrible playoff game. Oh, so close. Yeah, I think you gotta go for it. What are we doing, Kevin? Kevin likes to go for it. Come on. Yeah, we're not having Hopkins kick that far. You got to go for it. I think that was his criticism when we did trade for him when I was like first reading up about him is that he can't kick the long ones, but now he can't really kick the short ones either. So No, wow, interesting. Did he get that? No, they're marking him way short. Yeah, they marked him at the line of scrimmage. Dang. It's so hard to see in those situations. Like, obviously, he reached out, but I don't know when his knee was down. All right, I guess, reminding myself it's fine because we don't want to win. Oh, interception. Oh my God. Is that Emerson? Yeah. Flag's going to be on us, isn't it? Of course. Of course. Ooh. Yeah, he really grabbed on his neck there. That was crazy. Oh, good catch. All right, they're moving. At least the temps today aren't too bad for the fans. It's 54 degrees in Cleveland right now, so I'm sure that helps things, even with the rain. Poor Tua. Dude has been through it. I can't say if I were him that I would continue playing, but that's what makes these guys so special is that their brains work differently where they're like, I have committed my life to this. I am going to keep going even against my own best interest, which I respect, but can't say I do the same. Inbounds. I love when they try to mess around to make it harder for them to get back to the line of scrimmage. Ooh, are they? Yeah, they got it off. Just barely. Kicking time. All right. A kicker that the Browns have never had, which is always fun to see in a matchup. I feel like half the time I'm like, oh yeah, the Browns had him one year. He was on the roster, not this guy. Oh no, did that go in? And it's halftime. All right. Anyone have any halftime questions while we wait for the game? How do Mike McDaniel's glasses not get foggy when he is outside in that? Can't understand. I feel like that would have to be really annoying. I don't know how many penalties Miami ended up having in the first half because that was crazy. All right, let's do a score check on the Packers Vikings. Oh, Vikings up 7-3. Let's see. Was it Justin Jefferson? No. Oh, this is funny. So it was Jalen Naylor who scored on ESPN here. It says Jay Naylor, but obviously it's spelled slightly different than Josh Naylor. So I was brought back to the Guardians for a moment with the Jay Naylor. Sad to see him go. Him and Jimenez can never keep our guys around because we won't pay anyone, unfortunately. And even when we do, we paid Jimenez, we still get rid of him. So that's great. At least the Guardians win, though. That's, I guess, all we can ask for because the Browns pay people, but still can't find a way to get enough wins. Let's see, Vikings real close here. Be nice for them to get a score before the half. Not much yet for Justin Jefferson today. Only 5 yards receiving. 1 reception. Bengals Steelers for last week's an interesting matchup because don't really want either team to win, obviously. But Steelers are already in. So it would be probably in my best interest for the Steelers to beat the Bengals so that the Bengals cannot be in the playoffs. But I don't cheer for the Steelers ever. Like there's really not a scenario typically where I'm like, oh yeah, I want those guys to win. But if it doesn't change anything really for the Steelers, but it is a big deal for the Bengals. We'll keep weighing that one for the next week. See who I end up rooting for. See if there's any other important games next week. And this isn't important, but the Vikings and Lions do play. But they, I'm assuming, aren't going to be Well, maybe they will be playing more starters. We'll see. Yeah, like I think the Steelers still have an incentive to win that game, obviously for their matchup, but it's far more important to, I guess, my emotional well-being that the Bengals don't make the playoffs at all. That is my preferred situation. Oh yeah, Vikings Lions is for the division. I guess that's true. They're both 13-2. Obviously today with the Vikings will kind of decide if that matters, but that could be fun. I don't know why they have that game. It's listed on here as a 1 p.m. game. I guess they don't do the night games for the last week, so that's why. But that'll be fun to have that one a little later. Oh, times aren't announced. Guess that's why they all say 1 p.m. Don't they do like less of the alternate times though for that last week? Because they don't want like teams to know certain results. Let me see. Maybe I'm just making that up in my brain. Yeah, competitive advantage reasons. Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm like, they can't help a certain team out more than another. And imagine having to sit on TV and talk about this game like it's important for the Browns and being like, oh, this is what they need to do. It's tough. I'm sure I could fake it though if I was on TV. I could do it. Instead, I'm sitting on my couch on YouTube, but you know, same thing.
Hey, folks, and the Verizon Business Video Series is connected with partnerships that empower your business. See more.
Yeah, that's right. They don't do Monday night game for the final week, just giving all the teams equal amount of days off before, or for the most part, equal amount of days. Obviously, some teams will play their playoff game on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but they don't do the Monday night game for this final week. Yeah, you know, it's an interesting conversation about the Chiefs resting guys or not. I feel like, obviously, I don't think that they would want to play Burrow and the Bengals, but I just don't think the Chiefs would be basing their decision just solely off of that matchup. Like they have the 1 seed locked. I think they're probably resting guys because that's what you would do when you have the 1 seed locked, not because, you're trying to get a specific matchup. And even though, yeah, obviously Burrow gives them a ton of problems, that Bengals defense is so bad, really bad. True on the rest, that is a really long time when you have the bye to be not playing, that there is some incentive to keep your guys fresh. You just don't want to risk anyone getting injured. I struggle with that because sometimes, an injury to a really important guy comes down. That's one debate that I never have a clear opinion on the rest first rust type thing, because I really think it's situational, and certain guys, that are maybe more prone to injuries, you might want to rest because it'd be so risky to put them in that situation. I always go back and forth on that. But then, Patty is, every time he gets hurt with that ankle, he's back the next day. So what does it matter? He's got a super healing ankle of some sort that doesn't even matter how many times he injures it. He's back every time. Just saw a great Evan Mobley quote talking about him shooting threes. Obviously, he was nailing some threes the other night. And he basically said, don't leave me open. Don't leave anybody on our team open. I'm like, I like that energy from Evan. I don't feel like Evan's always giving that energy of hey, I'm the man. I respect that. I respect that. Yeah, I feel like Patrick's using whatever type of things that LeBron uses to keep his body in great shape. He and Patrick probably talk. Patrick's probably using a lot of that stuff because, we know LeBron has spent millions of dollars probably in his career to be at the point he is where he's going to turn 40 tomorrow. And, you wouldn't think looking at him out there on that court that he is 40. Pretty insane. Yeah, his birthday is tomorrow. That's exciting. Happy birthday, LeBron. I said this on my Cavs stream the other day, but I'm going to MSG first weekend of February to see him play. I think it's the first weekend of February. Yeah, Feb 1st. Knicks Lakers should be cool. Tiki Barber. Fun Tiki Barber fact, his wife was on a season of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. So Tiki was a reality star for a minute in his life a couple years ago. I used to love Tiki and Rondé Barber when I was a kid. I think I just thought they had the coolest names ever, and I think that's why I liked them. Pretty sure it had nothing to do with anything else, which seems right. I think children just decide those things sometimes. All right, we are back. And we are off. Kevin, we got to score some points. Yep. That is how you win football games. I mean, what else is he supposed to say at this point? Like, it is just, there's not much else to say. Almost another interception. "58 passing yards, man. That is ugly. I really do think DTR seems like a nice guy, but I just not it. Not it. He like brings, I mean, he's got a strong arm. He brings too much pressure on himself sometimes by getting out of the pocket too quickly, making things hard for the offensive line, an offensive line that's not that good. So I think it might not be a great fit at this point in time. Oh, Jerome Ford back. Okay. Good. That's good to see that wasn't worse. Anytime they're running back into the locker room, it's like, oh God, what happened? But good to see. All right, let's get a great punt here. Fine. Nothing too crazy. Everyone online is like, Jerry Jeudy knows what he's doing. He's like, I need a new quarterback. Let's lose. I need a new quarterback. And I respect that. Sometimes you got to make a point. Get a couple drops in there and let them know. Let them lose so you can get what you need. Well, it was 2 straight games for Isaiah McGuire with the sack. That's good for him. First half, he had a sack, 2 tackles for loss, 1 QB hit. Oh, I missed the Denzel not returning situation. That's not good. Shoulder injury, not concussion, shoulder injury. They're evaluating Jordan Hicks for a head injury. Yeah. That's rough. Do we think Sam Darnold maybe just ends up back in Minnesota? Like, I know they've got JJ who they want to develop, but like, if you're doing this well with Sam Darnold, why let him go? Just continue to develop JJ behind him. But you're like a contender. I just don't know if you throw that away just because you want to develop your quarterback. I mean, who knows? Like, next season, Sam could not be the quarterback that he was this year, but I just have a hard time if I was in that position being like, yeah, move on. But I guess People probably said that about the Browns and Joe Flacco. Oh, Tyreek Hill. How many yards does Tyreek Hill have on the season? Let's see. Not one of his crazy years for sure. 70 receptions for 834 yards. I mean, obviously not terrible, but last year he had 1,800 yards, so a little bit different. Year before that, 1,700. He's had some crazy seasons. Tyler Huntley kind of cooking right now. Kind of cooking. Big tackle. Yeah, I mean, I think money will definitely matter. I also wonder, though, from Sam's perspective, like he's jumped around so much, has not found success in other places. He might realize that it's important for him to be in such a good situation, and that's what's allowed him to have this resurgence. So I think it probably depends on how much he values continuing to play at the level that he is playing at, because he could go to a far worse team, a far worse situation, and be not so good anymore. Wow, another nice pass. Yeah, I would much rather Darnold over Cousins. But I don't think they're going to spend the money to get Darnold. I don't know how they could, with all things considered, with the cap and how much they're going to want to spend. I think Darnold's going to go for more than they'd be willing to give. But that is the price you pay for making the dumbest trade of all time and contract. Oh, Huntley. Okay, Huntley. Wow, that was like a really nice run. Jeez. That was a really nice run, dodging a bunch of guys there. I need to know the Dolphins fans that are in the stands. Like, they have to be Dolphins fans that live in Cleveland, right? Because why on earth are you making a trip from Miami to Cleveland for this game? Can't imagine. They got to be Dolphins fans that just like live close to here or like somewhat in the area so that they can see their team play. If they are like Miami fans that live in Miami, I respect that they are here, because that is crazy. And a made extra point. Wow, they were really excited for that touchdown. I mean, it was really cool. That was really cool. Looked like Lamar Jackson almost, like with the way he was kind of contorting around to get in. Oh, I didn't even see that the Vikings did score. Let's see. Who was it? Oh, it was field goals. Yeah, field goal. All right. 13-3 Vikings at the half. It's hard. I can't multitask as much when I'm doing this on my computer. Yeah, Tua was pumped on that touchdown. I like seeing people be good teammates. Makes me happy. Especially when you can tell it's genuine. All right, let's see if they can move the ball at all. Brutal. Oh gosh. Scramble and immediately slide. That's fine. Probably better that way. Flag. Who's it on? Us. Posich. Yeah, that's another one where it's like we might need to make some decisions about center. We've had at certain points, like I swear, 5 centers on the roster, but a lot of injuries at the position. I mean, Postage had a good year. What was it? Was that 2 years ago or was that last year? I have no sense of time anymore. But yeah, might need to have a new plan there. I'm just like so down on the whole offensive line that it's hard. Hard to feel optimistic about the group as a whole or anyone individually. I'll be interested to see if anyone beyond Miles is a Pro Bowler this season. Maybe Denzel. People still respect Denzel at a really high level across the league. But I don't know if there'll be anyone else. Sometimes like the big names that like continuously get votes just get them for the sake of getting them, but I don't know if we have anyone else that like necessarily deserves it. Is this game over yet? I wish. A lot of time left. 10 minutes left in the third quarter. Ugh. Brutal. I'm watching this out of obligation. Because I can't not watch. Oh, that's great. I don't know if you guys have seen the Vikings. They always do like cool touchdown celebrations from like different TV shows. Like they did the Parent Trap handshake. They did the Camp Rock dance a couple weeks ago. Today they did High School Musical. We're all in this together, which is electric. They're really speaking to millennials, I think, through their through their touchdown celebrations, which I love. They had like 5 or 6 guys doing the "We're all in this together." That's so good. Love that. All right, let's move this game along now. It's so brutal. Oh, that rain looks like snow on the camera. It's coming down pretty hard, it looks like. Just keep running the ball so we can get this clock going. Yeah. I'm so glad Buckeye game is at 5 and not like 8 or 9 p.m., something super late. Thank God. But I don't know where my confidence level lies with the Buckeyes. They played them in a really hard fought close game the first time around, so I don't know. Miles. Miles. That's what we wanted to see today. A Miles Garrett sack. It's a beautiful thing. Yep. If we take nothing else away from today, Miles Garrett sack. Beautiful. Man, he just went right through those guys. It's like, excuse me. On his birthday. Yep. Happy for him. I really too. I know there's been a lot of conversation around Miles saying like he needs to see the plan of, the future. Like I said, I would want to see that plan too. I think he mentioned that he actually talked to um LeBron some about kind of like, managing how to handle a situation like this. And, I think LeBron has a ton of experience on like when to speak up and when not to speak up. And I think that's good for Miles to learn. Like, hey, I should be allowed to have a voice on this team. I am a veteran. I have contributed for a long time to this team, been a staple of this defense. I'm allowed to speak up sometimes to put some pressure on the front office, and it's not disrespectful. It's not being a team player. It's just like this is the voice that I've earned, and I think that he's earned that right. Chop Robinson's a great football name. Great football name. He really has not used his legs very much. Oh, as I say that. Pierre Strong. How many yards does Foreman have? Let's see. He's been not so bad. I guess not that great. 39 yards rushing, averaging 4.3 yards a carry. I mean, it's not terrible. It just feels like he's been doing a lot. Yep. I think we should get in field goal range and then miss a kick. Let's see. Oh, God. Oh, DTR. Just one of those days. One of those days. No, that's exactly what I'm feeling. As soon as we get like, oh, we're driving down the field, maybe we'll make something happen. Fumble, interception, something. Something every time. Brutal. But, it just goes back to our further message that we should lose this game. So it's all fine. It's all okay. I wonder if they've considered at all not going with DTR. Patriots, I didn't realize, officially have the number 1 pick in the draft. I wonder what they do. Obviously, they just drafted a guy that they probably want to keep developing. Maybe they trade down. I feel like maybe they take some calls. I don't know. TTR gives us the best chance to lose. True. True. Maybe Bailey's happy too. I don't know if they probably wouldn't go that route though. That would be crazy. Just saw a tweet that said DTR to Josh Gordon is going to be a lethal combo next year in the XFL. And, I could see that. I could see that. Defense still playing hard. Ooh, little update. Vikings. Another TD. Jordan Addison? Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Wow. Did he get that? No, I think he was short. No, I actually can't imagine Myles Garrett running full speed in my direction. I would crumble. He was coming after him. I would just slide. I'd be like, don't touch me. I'm sliding. They going for it? Or are they challenging that not being a first down? Interesting. Let's not challenge right now because that stops the game and we all just want this game to be over. So let's not do that. Just let it be. This camera angle is not going to help me. Yeah, I think he was short. But I don't care. Just move it along. Make a choice, move it along. Get that clock going. What a sad way to watch the football game. Just being like, please end. Please keep moving. But that's where we're at. Yeah. Yep. It's not a turning point. We don't want it to be a turning point. I mean, that was good. Defense is fighting. Don't know why, but they're fighting. Got something to prove. Mike McDaniel looks so funny right there, just staring with a hilarious look on his face. I think he wants this game to be over too. Oh, nice. That was good. That was a bad pass. Really bad pass. Can't even hit our little dink passes today. That wasn't. Was that a forward pass? Oh my God. Mike McDaniel, please just let us move on. Let us move on with this game. Why are you challenging? Just let it be. No one needs this. The fans don't, the refs, just let it be. It'd be funny if they lost it again. Just like, please stop. Rolling on the field stands. That's hilarious, actually. That is hilarious. I mean, that's embarrassing to lose 2 challenges like that. And like, why are you challenging? That's just like, it's just a little ridiculous. Can't get the last 10 minutes back in my life. Wasted. Oh, strong. That was a nice run. Oh no, are we going to score? I'm scared. We might. As soon as I say that, we're going to throw an interception. So, or miss a kick, maybe. Oh, he wanted to throw an interception there. That was a bad pass. Yeah, that rain really is coming down. When they show those upward shots, it's tough. Tough to play in. Completion. 3rd down. Wow. I guess I could look out my window and see that it's raining, but my blinds are closed. Jerry, completion. These fans. Red zone. Unfamiliar territory. Oof, major tackle there. Yeah, that was. I mean, I don't know. He was. He's trying to bring him down. I feel like that's. It was just a. It was a hard tackle, but like, I don't know if I would have called that unnecessary roughness. That seems like a soft call, objectively. I feel like they're taught to wrap them up like that too, you know. I don't know. That feels soft. Do they want the Browns to score? Like, what are we doing? Oof, yeah, that wind is going now. Crap, they're gonna score. Uh, the defense has been playing well too, so I don't know. I don't know. I would have preferred wins earlier on in the season when things were still like hopeful and exciting. Wins right now, it's like, what are we doing this for? One quarter to go. Cavs play at 10 p.m. tomorrow against the Warriors, which is going to be brutal. I hate when they have those long West Coast trips where all the starts are like 9, 10 p.m. Getting too old for that. Getting too old for that. But I got to watch when we play the Warriors because have to. I feel like they're about to score here. Throw it away. 3rd and goal. Oh boy. Are they going to get the ball off in time? Yeah. That felt disjointed there. Snapped the ball pretty late. Felt like they didn't know what was going on. They going for it? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, Judy really wanted a call there. All right. It was really good coverage there. Really had his hand in there. And again, we want to lose, so it's fine. It's fine. All right, let's move this along. Got 14 minutes left still, as we all hope for. I still try to, even when it's annoying watching this team at this point in time, I try to remember those days and like post NFL draft before anything really starts and there's nothing on TV really. I mean, you've got like, especially post like NBA season where it's really just baseball and you're like, God, I would kill for even the worst football game today. I try to remember on days like this that I have those feelings in, July. So it's still a football game. We have that. We have that. Vikings touchdown. Who was that? It was Akers. 27-10. Their game is kind of caught up with ours a little bit more because we had those challenges that took up an extra 15 minutes of our lives that they didn't need to. Oh, dropped. It was a decent pass. Well, that was nothing. Ooh, that looked like a bad punt. What's the flag? Let's see. Geez, Brown's getting great field position here. Yeah, great field position. Run the ball. Run the ball. Jameis looks miserable on that sideline. Blake Whiteheart, everyone's favorite, America's sweetheart. He's had what? 2 really big moments on this team? We'll remember him forever for it. Illegal motion. Jerry wants to lose this game. Jerry is like, we are not winning. Ooh, barely got that off. Yeah, was there any receiver even close to that? Probably not. If they give us intentional grounding, yeah. I thought they were going to gift us a roughing the passer call instead of intentional grounding. And I was like, this is weird. Why are they doing nice things for us? They just changed the font of the clock. That's weird. I've been noticing weird things on the tickers these days. And we're punting. Maybe they will give Bailey Zappi a few minutes at the end, give him a drive. Who knows? Oh, wow. Big return flag. "19 combined penalties." Whew. That's a terrible excuse of a football game. Holding. 11 minutes still. I think the Browns should be paying us as fans for continuing to watch this game. They owe us for our commitment that we're still sitting here watching this team play. I need more ideas of who we can bring in as bridge veteran quarterbacks for next season. I know none of the options are going to be that exciting, but it's a tough list out there of guys that they could bring in. And I don't want to do Jameis again. I know Jameis has been fun in some ways with his upside, and his highs are high exciting moments, but I don't know. I think we need something else. But the options are going to be bleak, and we know that. I feel like so many more off seasons, like the year that we did make the trade for Deshaun, when we were looking at the market that existed for bridge quarterbacks that we could potentially bring in if we moved on from Baker, I just feel like there were way more options of guys who might have been available for a trade, a smaller trade, or to sign as a free agent. It just felt like there was more available, and now it's like there's not much. There is not much. It's the only reason I think that Jacoby could even be an option is because there's just really not much. I feel like this whole NFL season has felt strange. Like, I know part of it is because we've been so bad that it hasn't felt like a real season, but I feel like even watching other games, it hasn't excited me as much as it has in other years. Just the quality of football hasn't drawn me in as much. Mac Jones, that would be something. I don't know if I have a word to describe that. I brought this up, I think, on my Cavs stream, but I do wonder about Justin Fields. I know that the conversation didn't even get started this offseason because Justin and Deshaun have the same agent. And I think that agent was kind of like, we're not putting Deshaun in a weird position, you know? And I feel like the Browns especially didn't want to put Deshaun in a weird position and wanted to give him a shot this year to, you know, do what he needs to do to prove himself. But now that it seems like the team has accepted more like, hey, he's not the guy, they might be more willing to make him uncomfortable and bring in Justin Fields. So I do wonder if that would be something they would consider. Would it look great? I don't know. Probably not, but it's one of the only other options I think that exists. Oof. Wow. What a completion there. It's getting dragged down to the ground. Still made the throw. Zach Wilson. No. What a sad place we're in that these are the conversations we're having. Should the Browns bring in Zach Wilson? Was that a Miles sack? We'll take an easy end of game Miles sack. I feel like, TJ Watt gets those ones all the time where it's like his stat padding sacks. I like for Miles to get one of those moments. Miles doesn't get those moments, it feels like. He has to work hard to get every single sack that he's gotten. Getting doubled and chipped and pushing past multiple guys. TJ gets to be like one-on-one, come around at the end of a game when it doesn't matter and get a sack. Oh, Huntley is going. We should sell the team. I agree. Huntley is working today. I mean, the effort is there. I did go to the Eagles-Browns game in Philly this year. Had my first experience as in Philly to see the energy. Fan base has fun. I like that all three of their stadium, ballpark, arena are all right there near each other. I think that's fun. I don't have a dislike for the Eagles. I respect their fans. I think they felt bad for me as a Browns fan, to be honest. They were like, oh, you seem sad. I'm like, yeah, it's been hard. And Deshaun was still in at the time, so it was extra hard. Flag. If there is one more flag thrown in this game, I need the refs to just look the other way. Don't throw another flag for either team. We don't need stoppage in this game. Miles was about to record another sack right there. He was wanting that. Like I said, happy for Miles. If we get nothing else out of today, Miles now multiple sack day on his birthday. That's great. He's one of the only ones that deserves that right now, anyways. Yeah. 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. It's a good day. It's a good day for Miles. Okay, that punter can calm down a little. Chill out, man. All right. 5.5 minutes to go, everyone. You did it. Maybe Miami gets a safety here. It's possible. Elijah Moore, I feel like they haven't mentioned his name today. Was that the first time? Has he even been targeted? Let's see. Oh, he's had 4 targets, 1 reception. For 1 reception for 1 yard. Big day. Okay, Jerry. First down. Get that clock moving. Running the ball. We love to see the running. I wonder if there's a single person who is not a Dolphins or a Browns fan still sitting here watching this game right now. Can't imagine why you would do that. Would love to see the numbers. Not sure who that was for, if anyone. Yeah. Intentional grounding seems about right. Total of 101 yards. Ugh. Thank God he cracked, triple digits. God, Ken Dorsey looks like he doesn't want to be here either. That's going to be real interesting to see on the decision that's made with play caller for next season. Do they do Dorsey again? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it partially probably depends on what quarterback that they're bringing in. I think that'll maybe help them make a decision. Going for it. He's not going to get it. 4th and 5. They're not getting it. Yeah. Could have told you that. I feel like you just should have punted rather than just like give him the ball basically in the end zone. Surprised they didn't go to Zappy at all. Kind of felt like they would just for fun, just to try it out. Miami's so lucky they play the Jets next week. Should be easy for them, but who knows? Gonna be 3-13. Unreal. It's hard for me to say if it feels worse than 0-16 because I feel like I was at a different point in my fandom when it was 0-16. Like I was in college, I was watching, but I wasn't as invested as I am now. And with all the content I do and stuff, I feel like it makes me more invested. But man, this just feels worse in a lot of ways because the expectations were so high, and to be this bad is like tough. It's tough. Let's see, anything interesting happening with Packers, Vikings? Oh, Vikings. Oh no, Packers might score. Okay. The defense really did put in a great effort today. Had some nice moments. How about one more Miles sack for good measure? Just for the vibes. Do it for him. Oh, just kidding. Touchdown. It's fine. It's fine. Wow, Jonnu Smith, 7 touchdowns this season. That's pretty big. I feel like there probably had to be some really funny signs in the stadium today. Just like making fun of the Browns. Yeah, Huntley didn't have to do much, but he didn't do anything too detrimental. So that's all you got to do against the Browns. Don't be too bad. All right, run the ball. 3.5 minutes, run the ball. Wasn't it one of the Pittsburgh receivers a few years ago that made the joke about being like the Frowns instead of the Browns? I feel like one of them said something, when all of those receivers love to yap about the Browns constantly, but then they say that they don't care about the Browns. For some reason, they're always making comments. Always. Oh, that's nice. Little Jim Donovan shout out. Almost to the 2-minute warning. I'm just staring. I'm clock watching. I usually clock watch in like positive seasons too, where I'm like, if we're up by even 2-3 scores, I'm just staring at the clock, hoping that it goes down quickly so that we don't have enough time to ruin it. So I'm clock watching in wins and losses in both situations. So many wins. I'll be like, please go faster, because we're going to throw an interception and mess this up. Another injury, man. Man, that's rough. An injury 7 seconds before the 2-minute warning. So that's 2 stoppages. That's my thought process at the moment. That's where my brain's at. I'm sorry I can't be more positive. This is where we're at. Promise the Cavs streams are much more positive. At least the last one was, and I assume they'll continue to be positive. So join those for positivity. Pure strong. It's tough. And 2-minute warning. See, this is what I mean. 2 very close stoppages. We don't need that. Yeah, I did last Cavs game, and I plan to do more. Not every game, because sometimes I go, sometimes I have other things going on, but as I can, I plan on going live on YouTube for more games. Yeah, Cavs one was fun because we just got to watch Evan Mobley 3-ball, 3-ball, 3-ball. Very fun. Very good for the vibes. Let's see. Packers. Oh, the Packers did end up scoring. And the Packers have the ball again. Down by 9. So still a 2-possession game for them. Would be interesting if they can score right here, though. Keep things alive. Yeah, no timeouts left. Thank God. The Browns do not need to be calling a timeout. Would be ridiculous. That was just funny the way Jerry ran in a circle there, and like no one was really quite near him, so it looked funny. Should have stayed in bounds, honestly. No need to get out of bounds. It's like a hard hit. Judy out of bounds again. It was a nice catch. Yeah, I'm on watching on my Fire Stick. It's always delayed a little on my my Fire TV. Sometimes I see things on Twitter before they actually happen, which is always kind of annoying. Judy is some nice catches. 3 big catches on this drive, I think. He almost has 100 yards receiving now. Wow, he's up to 94. Get him to 100. Just to be nice. Just to respect Jerry for what he has done for this team this season. Oh, so close to being intercepted. So close. Not to anyone. DTR. Well, congrats to Miami. Big for them. And again, would rather them than the Bengals in the playoffs. So anything that puts it in a more positive direction that the Bengals won't be in the playoffs is something that I am okay with. All right. That'll do it. Thanks for joining. I don't know when my next Cavs stream is going to be, but I will be doing one soon. Maybe not for one of the really late games, like the 10 p.m. ones might be a little rough, but we'll see. We'll see what we have time for. Thanks for tuning in these tough days. Brutal to watch, but go Browns.